And that's the thing about, you know, trying to fit in the wrong circle. You would never ever feel good enough. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber, and please, if you are just watching for the first time and you're not a subscriber yet, please stop and do subscribe. All right, the subscribe button is just down below. It's a red button. Please click on it, subscribe, and help us grow. Anyways, as you have seen from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about, knowing your worth. And everything I'm going to say here is based on my own experience, my experience as a person. So what I may have been through or what I talk about may not apply to you, but I know that it's going to apply to many people because that is the world in which we are today. And I look back at things that happened to me growing up as a teenager, and I still see some people doing the same thing, the same mistakes that I made, and I'm just thankful that I made those mistakes at a very early age, or a very early time in my life. So I have learned from them, and I may be just 23 years old, but trust me, I have learned and been through a lot. So I hope that this video inspires somebody. I hope that this video touches somebody to do better with their life, and see life from a different perspective and start thinking differently on a positive note. So without further ado, I'm just going to dive into the video. Okay, see, this video is going to be a complete struggle because the chronicles of a pregnant woman in her third trimester is dealing with me right now. Like, I'm literally struggling to shoot this video, but Lord give me strength. Anyways, first of all, I have stopped written down, so I might be looking from time to time because I think a lot. I'm a thinker, and every time I'm thinking, I'm always writing stuff down because I just don't want to feel that those very wise thoughts, or very those kind of life lessons, those kind of thoughts don't just come. So when they do, I need to make very good use of it by writing it down, because I'm definitely going to apply it somewhere in life. So yeah, that's me. But anyways, like I said, this video is based on my experience as a teenager, and some mistakes that I made that, looking back, I wish I had known better. But at the end of the day, those mistakes were made so that I could learn from them and become the person that I am now. So to an extent, I don't regret them, but to an extent, I feel like beating myself up because, girl, you just make these people see that. Sorry about that drama. If you know me, you know that I like to play, I like to clown a lot. So the first thing I'm going to say is, when I was much younger, all right, I'm just 23. But when I was much younger, like, as a teenager, or not really, like in my pre-teens, at that point where you get to start, knowing yourself as a child, like 11, 12, like 10, 9, 10, 11, thereabout. My last years in primary school, I got to discover that I loved things like drawing. I loved drawing, not really drawing like drawing things like that, but I love to draw clothes. I love to design clothes, and I think that's something I got from my mom, because my mom used to be a tailor, so she used to sew when she was a young girl. So I think that's something I got from her, and I really used to love to draw clothes and just design clothes in my own little way as a child. And I would draw from like magazines and pictures, and just copy something like that. And also I loved to read. I love drawing, I love reading. Honestly, these are things that I really loved to do: writing, drawing, and reading. Those were the things that, in my quiet time, when I'm alone doing nothing, when I'm bored, you will see me doing: writing or reading a storybook, or reading a novel, like those school novels, the ones they used to give us. I'll read all my novels before time. I'll read everything before time, and even look for more to read. That was the level at which I loved reading and writing and just drawing. Those were the things I loved. Arts a lot. So these are the things that made up the young Aisha. I was also very inquisitive. I loved to ask questions a lot. I was extra bold. I was really bold. I remember I was chosen twice to welcome two different prime ministers in Cameroon back then, Ephraim Inoni and Peter Mafani. The two times that they came to, I think the first time was laying the foundation stone on the Mungo Bridge, and the other time was something about the Mungo Bridge, still opening the Mungo Bridge, I don't know, something of that sort. And I was chosen those two times. Goodness, the speeches that these people gave me to read at, I think, 9 years old was terrible. And I did that. I was just that young girl who was very bold. I had that spirit of, wanting to do. But as I became a teenager, things started to change a little bit. I don't know if I should say I lost my confidence at a certain point. I don't know if it's me losing my confidence or me just wanting to be with the cool guys. There will be these particular girls who are, nice. They have this kind of influence, they have this kind of friends, they are cool, they are this, they are that. And I started feeling like, oh, those are the kind of people I should hang out with. Those are the kind of people I want to be with. And that's all because I've always had it in my mind that I wanted to be a person of influence and affluence, and I just always wanted to be big. All right. And as a child, it was always for the right reasons, but as I became a teenager, I realized that it was for the wrong reasons, because I started choosing the wrong friends for the right reasons. I just wanted people that were going to support me, people that were going to be good friends, people that were going to be just pushing me to be great. But the truth is, these friendships ended up making me a follower or a disciple. I just realized that I lost touch of things that I loved doing. I was not a reader anymore. I didn't even have time to. I was just so focused on pleasing these friends because I wanted to keep these friendships. And the truth is, they were not even supportive like that. All of the friendship, like everything about the friendship at that time was just over here, moving here, going here, doing this, doing that. Like, I realized that I was not even doing things that really really came from my heart, because I just wanted to be in that circle of people. So I would just go with the flow, and that was how I started losing certain parts of myself. And that's when people start judging you, people start labeling you, oh, those girls, those these, those that. And as a child, teenagers are still children. As a child, my self-esteem and everything began to die. Confidence and everything began to die, because I started feeling like, okay, so I'm the bad seed. Okay, like, this is what these people think about me, and this is what these people think about my friends, this is what these people think about us. Like, all those things started getting to me, and I strongly believe that was something that started killing my self-esteem, my self-confidence, wanting to be with the wrong friends. But at the time, I thought that was what felt good or I thought that was, you know, that was where I was supposed to be. And definitely all of this happened because I did not know my worth. I did not know that I was 2 times more than what I was, reducing myself to be. I was trying so hard to be friends with these people, and by there, I was just becoming smaller and smaller to fit in. I was reducing myself to fit into a particular group of girls, not knowing that, gosh, like, I'm just phenomenal. I'm just amazing the way I was. As single as I was, I could be my own best friend. I could do great. I felt that I needed to be with this particular kind of girls to do wonderful. And then everything just started. I started having relationships that, like, you would really like the friendships too, where, of course, friendships are relationships, and this applies to the friendships the guys have started dating, and just, people have started mixing with. Generally, you're going to be with this set of people, and then you go home and you feel drained, and like, if a friendship or relationship drains you, honestly, you're not supposed to be there. Get that into your head. You are not supposed to be there. A friendship should not drain you. A relationship should not drain you. But if it's taking your energy away and you get back home and you feel like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm not happy, I'm just grumpy, I'm just this, I'm just that, and you are not yourself, then that is the wrong place. You're not supposed to be there at all. And that's exactly the person I was as a teenager. I was hanging out with wrong people, dating the wrong guys, because sadly I felt that, I wanted to be known. I wanted to be, that girl. And being that girl, I could be that girl by doing all the amazing things with the talents that I had. But I didn't want to be that girl with those things, because I felt like wearing fancy clothes, hanging out with, rich kids, hanging out with kids who had, and all that, because I was beautiful, was going to bring me some kind of happiness and everything. But the truth is, that drained me a lot. That made me lose myself. That made me not even know who I was anymore. That made me started doing crazy things that, sitting back, I'll be like, but this is not you. Why would you let people control you like that? Not they don't necessarily tell you to do this or do that, all right? But because you want to be with them so badly, you do all those things that you don't want to do. You do things that you cannot even imagine yourself doing, because you want to be in that circle. And that was how sometimes I'll feel, I'll feel so sad. I'll ask myself questions and just question myself a lot. I was judged. People said all kinds of things about me. Even people who didn't know me, like get to know me personally. And another thing that happened to me as a teenager was, doing all these things, partying unnecessarily, or wanting to go to parties and just, wanting to always hang out with these so-called cool kids. You get to not have time to do things that you really love to do. You tend to have less time to focus on things that matter to you, because you are busy doing the wrong things. And for me as a person, like I said, when I started hanging out with these people, when I started trying so much to become one of the cool kids, every talent that I had, maybe it's still there, but at the time it felt like I lost everything. I didn't even care about it anymore. I didn't even think about it anymore. Those are things that I used to do every single day of my life. I'll do either of them. But this time, like, everything seemed to have disappeared away from my head. But one thing I knew was that I was not happy, because I come back home and I'm thinking like, man, I love to sleep. I'm a loner. I love to be alone. I could literally be in this room for a week without going outside. aside from this corona thing, I could be in my house every single day without stepping a foot outside. I'm a loner like that. But at this time, I realized I was going out a lot, and then it was exhausting because I didn't like it. I didn't really want to do it, but I just had to do it to keep up and to be a cool kid. So I'd come back and I'm trading my space, my privacy, my me time to go to lousy school parties, loud music, just noisy children everywhere. And at the time it seemed cool, but looking back at it, it's just like I want to beat myself up. I just really want to beat myself. I'm a very playful person. I I almost think I never take anything seriously. I love to clown, and I love culture. I did not grow in a cultural home like that, but I just realized growing up is something that I really love to know about. Whether it's African culture, whether it's Indian culture, whatever culture, but I love to know about people like that. I love to know about the world. I love to know about different things like that. And growing up, going through teen experience, I feel like I lost a lot of myself. I have phases where I'm crying all night. I'm just, being so bitter about myself, like all those years that I wasted trying to fit in. Those were years that I was supposed to take, to put in so much work in my passion, in things that I love to do. And honestly, I cannot even imagine where I was going to be now. I was going to be great. I was going to be almost perfect. I don't want to say I was intelligent or I'm intelligent, but at this point, I don't even know where I stand as far as that is concerned. If anybody told me that I'll be 23 and not with a degree, I would never ever have accepted, because I know myself. I know how gifted I am. I know that I am smart. I know that is not even, if I was in the same class with you and you're watching this video, you can testify in my comment section. I was smart, especially in the art subjects, because those are things that I really loved. I was really smart, I was smart like that. But so many things changed: distraction, losing focus, and just throwing away everything that I was gifted with to be something else completely. And looking back now, I'm just like, okay, I was all these things. How do I go back to being all these things? And that's just me taking out so much time to think through, knowing where the mistake was, knowing where everything started falling apart, and then picking up those pieces of me that was broken and just putting everything back. I talk to myself a lot. Those times when I feel so down, I feel like, God, I made so many wrong turns, and God just says to me, hello, stupid, those were no wrong turns. Those were no wrong turns. Those were the right turns, bringing you to where you are right now. They may look like wrong turns, I see them as wrong turns, but the truth is, those turns brought me to where I am now. And I've learned all this from all the mistakes and all the wrong turns that I think I made, or that I made. And I'm saying all these things because in this world right now, there's so many of us doing the same things. No matter how old you are, there are 30-year-olds that still behave like 16-year-olds. There are people still making the same. People are different like that. But this is just me talking to you whatever age, however you are, wherever you're coming from, know your worth. You are beautiful. Yes, with that scar on your face, with that scar on your arm, with that scar on whatever part on your body, you are beautiful like that. You are just as smart as any other person. Your smartness may differ in, particular subjects, and by subjects I don't just mean school, particular aspects, but you are smart, because somebody can handle chemistry so well, and I'm a complete dunce in chemistry, or maybe if I put my mind to it I could do something great, but I just have no interest in the science, things like that. And you bring this chemistry genius to, excuse me, maybe my history, and the person is like, God, how do you people read all these many things? I don't want to read like that, and I'm going to just finish the person on that level, and that's it. That's how we are all smart. We have our different aspects where we are geniuses. You can wear anything and look good, but now you want to wear what she wore and it does not look good on you. Wear what looks good on you. Wear you, don't wear her. She's wearing her, wear you. You don't drink whiskey. Whiskey is bad for you. Whiskey would make you into a complete idiot. Drink wine. It's softer. But because you want to just be high and turn up and be stupid, all your friends on the table, they are drinking whiskey, you want to go with the flow. Don't. Know your worth. Accept yourself. Know that this is your weakness. Don't follow this person to do what they are doing because they are your friend or because you want to keep that friendship. Do what you can do, and trust me, the right friends are going to love and support you regardless. They will understand the person that you are, and they will accept you that way, and they will not challenge you to do everything that they are doing, to accept you or for you to be one of them. This is just me saying that you can be great just by doing you. You can be perfect just by doing you. But when you start trying to do other people, you start trying to copy other people, you are never going to be perfect, because that's not who you are. They are perfectly doing it because that's who they are. That's their passion. But you cannot copy another person's passion. You only have to be original. And if all of us can do this, this world is going to be just amazing for everybody to live in. Okay. I guess I have spoken a whole lot, and I don't even know if many people are going to watch this video to this point, but if you did, thank you so much. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you guys love this video. I'm just going to have to end it here because I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm sweating. And I just feel like the message has gone through. Where's my cross? Okay. I just feel like the message has gone through enough, and if I have to make any longer, it's going to be just all over the place. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.